That is a bit tasty. This is the brand new Lenovo Yoga Slim 7A. It's the Gen 11 version of this. Brand new for 2026. They're launching this, well, announcing it at CES. And this is actually quite a nice upgrade. We've got the brand new Ryzen AI 400 series chips. We have faster memory, better cooling, we have a refined keyboard. It's a touch lighter. It's just 13.9 millimeters thick. We also have one of the absolute best displays on any laptop that I've tested, up to 1100 nits of brightness. It's OLED, it's touchscreen, it's 120 Hz. The only downside is that this is just a first look video, so I can't currently run benchmarks in terms of the performance, the battery life of the new chips on this Yoga Slim 7A. So this is more of a first look. So let me walk you through what's new with the Slim 7A and why you might want to buy one. And a big thank you to Lenovo and also AMD for partnering with me on this video. So the headline upgrade this year with this 11th generation of the Slim 7A are the new AMD Ryzen AI 400 series of chips. Now I can't say too much about these new chips just yet, this is all very early days, but the Slim 7A will come with either the new AMD Ryzen AI 5 430 or this slightly higher spec version I have here, the Ryzen AI 7 445. Now these chips are the slightly lower to mid-tier options in the new Ryzen lineup, and it's paired with either 16 or 32 gigabytes of new faster memory. And on this one, 2 terabytes of storage. What's interesting though is these new chips have up to a 28 watt TDP, and yet Lenovo say you're going to get under 22 decibels of sound from this, even under load, and that's thanks to an improved cooling system. They've actually made the heat pipes square rather than round, so there's more surface area contacting with the chip, and I've been told this will run about 1 to 2 degrees Celsius cooler because of that improvement. So better performance, processor, graphics, MPU, of course. This has a 55 TOPS MPU, which of course means this is a Copilot Plus PC, so you get live captions and recalls, smarter Windows search, webcam studio effects. So whether you're, editing photos and videos, a little bit of like gaming perhaps, this should be able to comfortably handle pretty much anything you throw at it. Within reason. I mean, this does not have a discrete GPU, and as I say, I can't fully test and benchmark this just yet, so there's a couple of question marks there. But even last year's Slim 7A with the previous generation AMD chips performed very well, and this will only be faster. All models of the Slim 7A come with a 70 watt-hour battery, and let me get out my pocket. This is the charger, this tiny little thing. It's a 65 watt fast charger. It's a very nice, very portable setup. Can we talk about this display though? This is using Lenovo's PureSight Pro. There's going to be a few different SKUs of the Slim 7A. The Pro version just being a bit more color accurate, a little bit more higher end. This PureSight Pro 2.8K, 120 Hz, OLED, 1100 nits, HDR, hosting 100% of the sRGB and P3 color gamuts, certified Display HDR True Black 1000, and it also has this thing called ACM, or Auto Color Management, helping to prevent oversaturation, improve consistency. It might not mean anything to you, but if you're working with color-sensitive work, having ACM supported is a nice little bonus. The only thing I would say that maybe there is a bit of room for improvement for would be the reflectivity. A little bit of an anti-glare coating would be very nice. You can see it reflects my studio light quite a lot there, but otherwise it is one of the nicest screens I've ever seen on a laptop. Now in the past, Lenovo's Yoga lineup of laptops meant that they were like the flippy 2-in-1 laptops that could go all the way around. This one goes almost flat. Obviously there's a touchscreen as well, which is nice. But Yoga now really just refers to this class of premium creator-led devices that are, have long battery life, good performance, excellent screens. Now design-wise, they've actually made quite a few adjustments here. They've tapered the front a bit more so it looks a lot sleeker. It's still 13.9 millimeters thick, which is the same thickness, but it does look and feel a bit thinner because of this redesign. They have made it a touch lighter. It's from just 1.15 kilograms, which is nothing at all for a 14-inch laptop. We have an aluminium alloy frame in this tidal teal color, as they call it. It is a very smart looking laptop. They've also upgraded this keyboard, and I think, Lenovo know a thing or two about making good keyboards, but we have this new dynamic force keyboard with 1.5 millimeters of key travel. We have concave key caps. Try saying that 3 times after a few beers. Fully backlit, of course, really well spaced. It's a lovely keyboard. Touchpad's good as well, it's responsive, but it is a diving board mechanism, which means it's easier to press at the bottom than at the top, which is absolutely fine, but compared to say, force haptic trackpads or whatever it is they call them on MacBook Airs and some of the laptops, it doesn't feel quite as premium, but it's not the end of the world. One downside of this sleek design is that there isn't a whole lot of room for ports. There's no USB Type-A's, there's no SD card reader or HDMI. In fact, we just have 3 USB-Cs, although 2 of them are the fastest USB 4s, with the other a USB 3.2. And of course, we also get Wi-Fi 7. We also get 4 speakers, including 2 tweeters, 2 woofers, and actually for a laptop this size, sound pretty good. There's a nice bit of bass and richness to them. There's also a new webcam, this 5-megapixel camera at the top, and next to it is an IR sensor for face unlocking because we actually don't have a fingerprint reader on the keyboard. But this is a nice upgrade from the 1080p camera we had previously, and also with the 4 microphones, which offer 360 sound and voice ID. Hopefully, you guys tell me in the comments below, this looks and sounds pretty good for a small laptop's webcam. So what do you think of this new Lenovo Yoga Slim 7A? Tempted to pick one up? Obviously there are lots of questions over performance with the new Ryzen AI 400 series of chips, and also battery life and, you know, proper testing stuff. And of course it's all going to come down to pricing, which I don't have just yet, although if they tell me, I will update the description, pin a comment, all those good things. And if you do fancy picking one of these up, I will leave a link in the description. It should be launching pretty soon. But first impressions, they've taken what was already a very nice laptop, the Slim 7A, but now the Gen 11 brings better chips, better cooling, improved battery life, a sleeker design, refined keyboard. Not too shabby, but as I say, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat.